people closest to you, the ones you raised, the ones you sacrificed everything for, turned out to be your biggest disappointment. That's exactly what happened to one old farmer whose sons mocked his life's work, calling him a fool for wasting his life in the dirt. But when greed drove them to finally lift a finger, they uncovered a truth so powerful, it changed them forever. If you've ever felt unappreciated, or if someone once underestimated your hard work, you're going to love this story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around, because this is one of the most emotionally satisfying moral stories you'll ever hear. Setup: the pain of a father. In a quiet village, surrounded by endless golden fields, lived a farmer whose life was written in calluses and sweat. Every wrinkle on his face told a story of sacrifice. From dawn to dusk he toiled, hands deep in the soil, back bent, body aching, because this farm was more than land. It was his legacy. But his 3 sons? They didn't see it that way. They were young, strong, and healthy, yet lazy. While their father pushed his plow under the burning sun, they lounged in the shade, laughing, gossiping, or dreaming about wealth falling into their laps. At night, when the farmer returned home exhausted, his sons mocked him. "Father, you've wasted your life digging in dirt. Why break your back when others live richly without lifting a hand?" Each word cut deeper than a knife. The farmer didn't show his tears, but they burned in his eyes when no one was looking. He worried, not for himself, but for them. What would happen when he was gone? Would his life's work crumble? Would his sons starve? His heart was heavy, but he was not a man to give up. He had one last lesson to teach: conflict escalation, the greed trap. One evening, as the sun bled into the horizon, the farmer called his sons together. His voice was steady, but it carried the weight of a lifetime. "My sons, I have worked this land my whole life, and I want you to know, somewhere in these fields lies a great treasure, buried deep in the soil. If you dig the fields, you will surely find it." For the first time, the sons' eyes lit up, not with respect, not with love, but with greed. "Treasure?" they whispered. "Gold? Jewels?" That very night, they planned. At dawn, they armed themselves with spades and hoes. For once, they worked, furiously, desperately. They tore through the soil like madmen, sweat stinging their eyes, backs breaking. Day after day, they dug, from sunrise to sunset. Their hands blistered, their bodies screamed, but greed blinded them to the pain. And yet, they found nothing. Turning point: the bitter accusation. Exhausted and furious, they stormed to their father. "Father, we dug every inch of land. Where is this treasure you promised us? Have you lied to us? Made fools of us?" The old farmer, frail and weary, simply smiled. His lips trembled as he whispered, "Ah, my sons, you've already found it." Confusion and anger swirled inside them. "What treasure? We found nothing but dirt." They turned away bitter, thinking their father had tricked them. Revenge of the soil, the payoff. But then the rains came. Weeks passed. The once broken soil, turned over and over by their digging, became the richest it had ever been. Seeds planted deep drank the rain eagerly. Stalks of wheat sprouted tall, strong, and golden. By harvest season, the land was unrecognizable. The fields shimmered, heavy with grain, bending under their own abundance. The sons reaped harvests greater than ever before, so much that when sold, it made them richer than they had ever dreamed. And in that golden glow of the fields, realization struck like thunder. The treasure wasn't gold. It wasn't jewels. It was the land itself. Their father had tricked them into discovering the truth. Hard work is the only real treasure, climactic payoff, regret, and redemption. The brothers stood in silence, staring at the endless harvest. Their father's words echoed. "You have already discovered the treasure." Tears filled their eyes. For the first time, they understood. They rushed back home, where the old man lay weak but smiling. They fell at his feet. Father, forgive us. We mocked you, we doubted you, but you were right. You gave us the greatest gift, the wisdom of hard work. The farmer, frail but glowing with peace, whispered his final truth. Gold fades. Jewels can be stolen, but the wealth of your own hands, no one can ever take it away. He closed his eyes, finally at rest, knowing his sons had learned the lesson he prayed for all his life. This story reminds us that true inheritance isn't in money or property. It's in the values passed down, the wisdom that shapes who we are. Hard work is painful, yes, but it is also the seed of dignity, self-respect, and lasting prosperity. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs this lesson today. Tell me in the comments, what's the most valuable lesson your parents ever taught you? And of course, subscribe for more powerful stories